Our live ZeeBox event is starting in 3, 2, 1, now. I love having a week Big Brother. The parts I remember anyway.
Want to know what really happens? I have all the dirt from the live feed.
I never joke about Big Brother unless you're a floater in the game.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our Big Brother Week 8 group recap, where myself, John, Michelle, and usually a special guest fill you guys in on everything you missed this past week from the Big Brother show and live feeds. Now, we were supposed to have JoJo this week, but she's missing in action. Still don't know where she is. And guess what? John's having technical difficulties, so you guys are stuck with Michelle and I. But don't worry, we have so much in store for you, like video of the whole Was Helen Pushed and that HOH. We have Jesse cursing out Amanda. They're not going to show you that on TV. And so much more, like Alyssa hanging on to that little ball holder and swinging and almost hitting the ground, but making it back up on the platform. It was such a good competition. We have all of the dirt. There are lots of spoilers from the feeds. Who won, who came back in the game, who's going to be put up, so much more. Now, I should let you know, this show is a little bit longer than our other shows, but no worries, because we have chapter markers if you're watching it in YouTube. Just check out the description below. There's always links, so you can just jump right to the topic that you want to hear us talk about. And hey, since you're watching on YouTube anyway, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or if you want a more comedic, much shorter version of what we're talking about here, kind of, sort of, but not really because we have spoilers, you should check out my Big Brother Reality Check mashup show, which, links are below, like everything we talk about. Now, since we have so much to get to for this week, let's just jump right into it with Michelle, and before you go, follow me on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps.
You guys, you can find me, it's Michelle from the Bronx. You can find me at You Got Bronx on Twitter. You can find me over on Reality Recaps in our ZeeBox room. If you want to give me a personal shout out in there, that's fine. I'll scroll down and I'll try and catch up to you guys up there. And make sure you read my blog at yourrealityrecap.com/BB blog.
Yay, it is good. Michelle is giving, you guys don't have to wait for these shows. She's giving you pictures and information all the time right as it happens. Now, Michelle, everybody already knows Aaron was HOH. We don't need to go back over that. We don't need to talk about her putting up, who did she put? Oh, Alyssa and Helen, and then Alyssa winning the POV and pulling herself off. And
so stop talking about it.
Yeah, I know, but we're supposed to be our weekly group recap, so we have to fill in people from the week a little bit.
Okay.
So all of that is pushing us in. Oh, and P.S., if you want any of that in detail, we did live feed shows about it in detail back there around this video. Go watch them. So we're going into tonight's episode. Very excited, although I have a lot of problems with it. So hold on. This would have been a great show for JoJo to be here and for John to probably agree with me. So first of all, what did you think going into tonight's episode, Michelle?
Before we even went into tonight's episode on the live feeds, we had lots of last-minute scrambling. And Andy, I don't believe you anymore. You threw a few people right under the bus right before the live feeds. Helen was definitely campaigning, and she was politically campaigning as opposed to just Big Brother campaigning. And she was getting in the ear of a couple of important people. One of them, important people, was Gina Marie, because she knows the loyalty of Gina Marie. And she said, Gina Marie, this is the deal. This is how it's going down. I think that this is what you should know. And that later on wound up, Alyssa talked to Gina Marie, and they made a deal that if Alyssa won HOH, she wasn't putting Gina Marie up, and Gina Marie agreed to it and was going to return the favor. Now, they get out of the cockpit, and Gina Marie goes to put on her makeup, and I don't know what happened. I went back and tried to see if Andy was prodded by Amanda, but all of a sudden, there's Andy laying on the sofa in the bathroom, and he says to Gina Marie, do you think we're making the right move? And Gina Marie goes, no. Now, do you think that Amanda somehow got into Andy's ear, or do you think that the guilt got to Andy and that he was really saying we should go and vote Spencer out?
I think the guilt got to Andy, but really, either way, I don't care. I'm over Andy. I'm over Andy. He's my pick to win, but I'm kind of over him. after this week. I'm just, whatever, because we'll get to it. We'll get to
Right.
it. And
Well, what did he wind up doing? I mean, it's really important. He said, hey, yeah, let's go talk to Aaron, and they brought Aaron into the cockpit. Aaron looked like she was getting shot at by a 7 Army Nation person, and she was pale white, and she was like, yes, this is the right move. Are you kidding me? And then that's when you see the mad scramble. Aaron goes to Amanda. Amanda's like, okay, I'll take care of it. And Andy knew he was busted. Andy knew he was busted big time. And so he started backpedaling. And that's important because what he did was he blamed Gina Marie. He said, Gina Marie said, are we making the right move? And he said, yeah, I think so, but let's just check. And then Gina Marie held court in the cockpit and talked to everybody to try and cover everything up. And nobody was believing any of it. Nobody was.
I feel like this is just recycling of the same stuff all week long. We all knew nothing was going to happen. I thought it was. Oh, I didn't. I did not think it was going to happen. And guess what, everybody? I was right. I didn't want it to happen. I definitely wanted Spencer to go. But alas, Helen leaves out of the house. Everybody votes her out except for Alyssa, not surprisingly. And then is the moment that all of us, our viewers, are just, first of all, oh wait, I lost, everybody. I lost. The door was not locked. I had several bets going in several places that door would be locked. But nope, they sent Helen out. We were all on the edge of our seat waiting for Helen's reaction, which I loved because all of a sudden it turned into her not being on Big Brother, but to being on The Price is Right. I was waiting for the guy to be like, come on down, Helen. She's all like crazy freaking out. Loved it.
She did this finger thing again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She did the finger thing, and then we find out they are all playing in this competition together. Yep. So go ahead, Michelle. You tell them about, how that part played out while I start looking at what questions we're going to answer.
Okay, so after we have a small little bit of jury footage, which was awesome to see them in the jury and how they each reacted, we know that there was some intel that was dropped, so that was really important. And they see them on the stage, and they're all in athletic gear. And Helen is just ready to rock. She's so excited. And the house guests are like mulling around inside the kitchen area, waiting to go outside back. And Julie's like, house guests, please return to the living room. And that's it. They go sit down. They don't know what's going on. And ding dong. And Judd walks through in his bear shirt. Thank God he did not say, here's daddy. But somebody is saying in the house that he said, I'm back, bitches, which I don't think he said. And he's denying it. And he just said, I'm glad to be home, I think, is what he's trying to recall what he said this morning. So everybody's all hugs. Gina Marie is hugging Candace. Candace is hugging Aaron. It's all nice. Alyssa is in tears. She's like, oh, my God. And they decide they have to go outside, and they're going to compete. Everybody's competing.
Now, wait. Before we get to the outside compete, because here is my angry part of all of this. I'm sorry. I thought it was bullshit that they were not sequestered. They were all allowed to talk to each other in the jury house before having the option to go back in, and then they let them in the house together. If you notice, or it'll be on my mashup show, Judd runs right to Alyssa and starts whispering shit in her ear. That is not fair. They have information, and it's not fair across the board. Forget about who I like, who I don't like. It is like letting a viewer into that house to just be like, this is happening, Amanda's playing you all, blah, blowing shit up. I did not think from a game standpoint that was fair at all. As a viewer, I loved it. As a viewer, I thought it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. But as a player in that game and as the integrity of the game, it annoyed me. It completely annoyed me. What do you think?
I think that they had handlers, and they did have moments to where they probably could have, dropped intel about certain things. But in all honesty, the person that was really holding all the information was Helen. So, Judd whispering in Alyssa's ear, we'll probably see the little captions like, I'm sorry, I thought it was you. I don't think that it was really anything that big that he was saying.
He said, hold on, I'll tell you. He said Don't worry, I'm going after Amanda.
There you go.
I'm gonna get at Amanda.
Good. Yeah, so I mean that's fine. That I have no listen. It's Gary Glitter Esque. I mean, it's like it's part of like everything that happened with Canada, and that's fine with me. I don't mind them coming in with a little ammunition after being out of the game because you know what? That's a little fair. They have a disadvantage coming back into a game where the alliances are that much stronger. So you got to give them a little bit to say here you go. I'm going to give you a little bit more of a hand to play with.
Mm-hmm.
So they go outside.
Yep, they go outside and
there's a huge wall, and it's called Off the Wall. The HOH competition is called Off the Wall. Why?
It's also called the surfboard competition, the skiing competition, the boat competition. Go ahead.
Yeah, so at this point, they all have to stand on platforms. The platforms go up and down. They shimmy. They come in and out. And they get blasted with softballs, like neon softballs from either being chucked from production or they were using actual throwing machines or bazookas at some points because they were getting pounded.
There was also sprinklers shooting them, and that leads me into our first question from Owl over in our ZeeBox chat room, where she says, why did the water hit Alyssa in the face and not so much the others, and the balls don't seem to be aimed fairly at all? Now, I will say, I believe they're all different heights, and the water is just set at one position. So that is my guess, but you all can't see Michelle disagreeing with me, so go ahead, Michelle.
No, Aaron said flat out that she heard production tell one of the guys that was shooting the water at Amanda saying, you got to go higher, you got to get her up higher in the face. Because Alyssa was getting like slammed in the face, and then she would move to the side, and when the platform would move up and down, the water sometimes would go with her or stay in that one point. So they probably had the water cannons shooting at them, blocked in, and then each time they would move it just a hair up and down. Aaron said yes, she heard them say you got to get Amanda. Now, as far as the balls going, I don't know. I mean, there had to be a massive amount of production there. And again, could you have a pitching machine hitting him with it, or could you have somebody throwing and lobbing it at them?
I heard Ian say over on Rob's show that they did after it that they actually have. It's not technically a cannon, so it's not machine powered, but it's almost like a thing that you put the ball in and
potato gun.
Like a potato gun, and they would all like 1, 2, 3 blast them forward. That's how they did it on their season when they had some similar kind of comp. And you guys all know they're all on the top of the wall, so we don't get to see that angle, but all the production is there and blast. Why do you feel like they waited 10, 15 minutes in between shooting the balls? Like, I just thought they would keep going.
I think that there was a from what I heard, there were people every time they went to fish, there were people gathering up the balls because they were running out of balls and they had to have somebody run out. They also had besides the crazy fan running around and security chasing them, there were mascots also there. There was a guy dressed in a turtle from what I heard. So I think that the production crew, we'd go to fishes and the production crew would go gather all the balls, and then you have to have everybody have a set amount of balls, and then say, okay, load. Now what if somebody's potato shooter wound up getting jammed? They would have to stop for that as well. So I think that's why it took so long in between. And then you could shoot 2, 3, 4 with the air-powered gun.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. There was also the moment on the feeds, which I think Michelle and I both tweeted out pictures of, where we were unsure, or trying to make you think we were unsure, as to what was going on, because they're in the middle of doing this competition, and then all of a sudden some random person just breaks into the backyard and starts heckling them, and then the security guy comes out and he's catching them, and it was like, is this actually really happening? But obviously it had something to do with that happens during sport. I don't know. I'm gay.
Yes,
Lesbian?
Yes, at baseball fields and tennis matches and football fields, you get the crazy fan that's all painted, rah, 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 running around. He said, first I'm doing this for Jesse. Jesse says hi. Spencer let me in. And, it was just him to just distract them even more. Anything for them to not make the competition go 4 hours long. That's what I was thinking.
All right, so let's be clear now, in case anybody missed it in the beginning. Spoilers happening from right now forward. So if you don't want to know, click off. Okay, so first one to fall for the jurors that I'm excited to talk about is Jesse, because, and oh, this is so sad for you guys watching live, you won't get to hear this. Blue.
Oh, Jesse.
Jesse, I love you!
I love you, Jesse.
Fuck you, Amanda. Fuck me, you.
So apparently when Jesse fell, she was like, fuck you, Amanda, I hate you. And Amanda's like, love you, Jesse. And she's like, hate you. Yeah, I missed it the first go round, but I went back and got the video and audio. She definitely says that. Now, were you surprised by that, Michelle?
Oh, no, she fucking hates Amanda. First of all, you got McCrae out and Spencer out. And whether or not they threw it or not, they're claiming that they didn't, that they awkwardly leaned and they fell off. So now Jesse is holding on, and the stuff is, like, really rattling. And she was ahead. She had 4. As far as the jurors go, she was ahead. She had 4 in her container. They had to grab the softball and put them in a sleeve that was right next to them. And, I guess when she lost her balance, like, she still wants to get her digs in on Amanda. She hates Amanda. It was all Amanda's doing. She knows it. And she, what they get to see on the discs are probably the shows that we get to see. So she got that extra intel because, later on in the evening, Judd was talking about other things that he got to say. So I loved it. Get it, Jesse.
I definitely loved it too. And it was interesting also in that moment that then Judd said to Helen and Candace, he was like, if you guys drop, I'll give you $5,000 each. And Candace was like, you can't say that. And Helen was like, no, you can't say that. So I thought that was a little bit funny.
Yeah.
And now, keeping on that track again, there was a lot of controversy about Helen's fall because she was the next one to fall of the jurors. What, Michelle?
Before Helen, we go to the controversy of Helen. Helen was disclosing major intel to Judd and Candace, which was severely important because the first thing she said was, Gina Marie is good. She tried to save me, and Candace was like, she did, and Judd was like, she did, and she said, Alyssa was the only one who voted to keep me, and they were like, wow, and then Judd kept saying, hey, no hard feelings, I don't have anything against y'all, I want to be here, and Candace was just another planet, and Helen was just holding on. So, okay, back to you.
Yeah, Candace also gave it to Judd. She was like, Judd, who are you kidding? Because he kept saying, like, I'm gonna lose this if you guys don't drop, I'm gonna fall or whatever. And she's like, what are you talking about, Judd? You're fine. So Helen falls / people say she was pushed, and then for you guys not watching it live, bloop. So you guys can decide if you think watching the video she was pushed or if she fell. Now, I kind of felt originally she was pushed. Michelle has another theory on it, and you guys saw the video, so go ahead, Michelle. What do you say?
I do not think that Helen was pushed because as I was doing screen caps throughout the whole event, the whole HOH competition, I could see even from Amanda's platform that there was something that kept turning and turning and turning. At first I thought it was a person, just like everybody else thought there was a person by Helen. These things are not individually cranked like a monkey in a monkey grinder, people. These are full-on mechanical things that are run by motors. So they have huge armatures, and the armatures have to turn, and they're probably U-shaped. And as it's turning, you get to see that loop again. So I don't think that Helen was pushed. She wound up going backwards, and she was on her tippy toes. And when you're on your tippy toes, you're not going to last long. Your feet are wet. You're going to lose your balance. What she didn't do, which everybody else did, was she just barely had her hand on the feed post. If she would have held her hand a little tighter, I think she would have saved herself.
Yeah, I think so as well. And you would think, you would know if somebody pushed your foot. Like, you wouldn't think that Helen, because when she fell, she was like, all right, guys, I'm out. Thanks, good game. Yeah, and she did her dance and she kept moving. So I think she would have been like, somebody just pushed my foot. Literally 2 seconds after Helen fell, Candace apparently jumped off and did a mwah, and by Judd, it's all you. Judd claimed later that Candace had no plans to want to come back in this house, that it was too emotional for her and she did not want back in. So if that's true or not, we don't know. Judd could just be making that up. But it did look like he had, like, Candace threw it to him. Okay, so that takes care of jury members. Judd's back in.
All right, I'm just going to say that I think it was really fucking shitty of Andy McRae and Aaron when Candace fell off. They weren't cheering for Judd. They were cheering because Candace fell off, and even Aaron turned around and was like, oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And then she said, congratulations, Judd. That was BS, and again, that just proves where everybody is sitting in that game. So now we're done with the jurors, and Judd gets off, and...
Yeah, Judd is, we'll spoil it. Judd doesn't win. Judd is back in the game. He doesn't get the 10 balls first. Right. You guys comment below and let us know, and you can even do it after Saturday, or after Sunday night's episode, and let us know what you think about the whole Aaron thing at the end. Honestly, personally, and we all know I hate Aaron, I didn't take it as her cheering and, oh, thank God, Candace fell. I took it as, oh, thank God, Judd's coming back in. But Michelle disagrees, so you guys let us know what you think in the comments below. So, also we should say, when the feed came back, McRae was already off, as was Spencer. It was down to Gina Marie, Helen, and Amanda.
Andy fell off fell off after Jesse fell off.
Yeah.
So
I'm over Andy this week.
Okay. So there was a penalty. Did you know about the penalty?
No.
Oh, Gina Marie caught a ball on a bounce, and she put it in her sleeve. And so we went to fishes, and that was taken away. So now we know that they're starting to penalize them for things. And the camera was zooming in on hands grabbing walls, hands grabbing the containers. Jean Marie's hands were up against the wall. She wasn't holding on to the container. One, she couldn't reach it that well. The other thing is that I think she was trying to really play by the rules that were set. And Aaron said, you can lean on the container. You can lean on it, but that is as much, I think, as they said as far as the rules go.
I heard her say you can hold on to it or whatever you want. She said, just be careful. It can fall off. And if it falls off, you're disqualified. So let's talk about how funny it was when Amanda slips off, kind of braces herself on it, and then swings and pushes herself on.
Are you talking to me, Alyssa?
No, I'm talking Amanda. It happened to Amanda.
Did it first?
Amanda did it first. Video is probably playing right now.
Yay!
Then, but forget about that because who cares about Amanda? When Alyssa did it, I was like, oh my God, because she was full on off, clinging to that thing, which is like this wide. So she's like this, clinging onto it. Swings her feet like an inch from the ground and is able to pull herself back up on that. Brilliant. She was like a little spider monkey. She's the spider monkey.
Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did. She did awesome. I actually was in the midst of trying to get screen grabs and trying to interact, and it's the one thing that I missed, and I went back and I looked, and then I took a whole bunch of screen grabs, and I saw the GIF of it and everything like that. Awesome, yes. If she didn't have the yoga strength, which we all knew was going to come into play, she didn't have that yoga strength, she would have been out. And I think that once she realized how close she came to falling, that was even more of a detriment. Now, before that fall, she caught a ball with one hand. So she knew like what it was taking, and I think at that point she was at number 8 when the massive slip almost wipeout happened. Amanda had 5, I think, at that time, and Jean Marie was back down to 3.
Yeah. And in the interest of moving this along, I think we should just tell them. Guess who won? Alyssa! No surprise. No surprise there. Alyssa won, and I couldn't have been happier. I was cheering, and I should say, like Jean Marie, like Michelle said, not even really that close. Amanda was really close to her, but it was Alyssa who pulled it out. Everybody seemed genuinely happy for her. We go back into the house. That's when all the discussions start. And go ahead, I'll let you have your theory in a minute, Michelle, because this is the one that I want to say first. One of the first things I heard Alyssa say when she is showering off from that HOH competition is to Amanda, and she says, "Don't worry, you're 100% safe." Okay, she could be playing the game. Michelle is going to have a lot more info for you because she's all live feeds all the time. So, okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so when Alyssa knows that she won, she said, "Can I get down?" Aaron had to grimace and say, "Alyssa, you won the HOH." And Alyssa jumps down. Jean Marie is on the wall like this, like this, automatically in pout mode. Now, they got fish. I'm sure Amanda was looking for a bush to cry in. All right, then they go inside the house. And what I found was that Alyssa was taking a shower, and Judd was there, and then Jean Marie was there, and then Judd left, and when she came out of the shower, she told Jean Marie, "You're safe, I'm safe." Like, they both, like, even when she was in the shower, she was like, "That was really good. Okay, we're still good, we're good, we're good." And then she reconfirmed it again. I did not see Amanda at all, so I probably didn't go back far enough on that little flashback there.
Well, it was when they were drying their hair. I heard her say it to her. However, it was also after she made a 2-week deal with Andy. So she apparently made a 2-week safety deal with Andy as well after this HOH.
She made a 2-week deal with Andy, and I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Where did she make this deal?
Right when well, here, we won't discuss it here. We'll put up the I'll put up the the time in this video after in the edited version, and I'll tweet it out in a little bit. But 100%, I did see it happened in the oh my God, in the airplane room. It happened in the
cockpit. It happened in the cockpit. She made a 2-week deal with him, or you're talking about in the have-not room?
Have-not room.
See, that was later on, and I thought she made a 2-week deal with Spencer.
Nope, Andy.
Ooh, okay, so we got, all right, this is awesome because I got a whole bunch of different information than what Eric has. So, yes, so now we can say, like, Alyssa is definitely, in charge, and there's a lot of butt kissing going on. And she wants to put up Aaron, and she wants to put up Amanda, and Amanda is like, "You can't put me up. You can't put me up with the blow dryer." That's all we hear. I had to blow my eardrums up to hear Amanda say, "You can't put me up. You have to put Jean Marie up. You can't put me up. Like, don't you understand? Like, we're keeping you safe." Like, Alyssa was like, "I don't care. Then I'll put McCray up, and he'll just have to fight for it if he wants to stay." She was rolling her hair, and she was like, "As a matter of fact, I don't care." I love this Alyssa. I love this Alyssa.
I love this Alyssa too, but here's my but to this. Fast forward to later in the night when they are still doing their pitch to her about, because now she seems pretty solidified in wanting Aaron and McCray to be up, and Amanda and McCray are like barking at her, "Yes, this doesn't make sense," and explaining to her if you want Aaron out, why it makes the sense to put Jean and Marie up. But she wants then Amanda and McCray out, and this is her way of guaranteeing that one of the two couples leave, correct? So I don't understand why she just doesn't say it. Like, just tell them, because they all see through it, and her whole, pitch is, "I'm gonna be direct in your face, tell you what's gonna..." Just tell them, because they see through it, Alyssa. Because God knows, if your goal really is Aaron right now, you've just dropped another peg for me.
Okay. I think that she loves to see these people scramble because she has had to work hard and scramble around and try and contain her composure, where she knows that Amanda is flighty as fuck. She knows McCrae gets friggin' paranoid, Andy gets paranoid, and Aaron goes into withdrawal. So she knows this already. So that's what she's doing, and she sees it going down. I love it. Like, Amanda's crying to McCrae in the cockpit room, I don't want to go home. Like, you're actually going to go home? Like, what do you think is going to happen? The whole concept of her having to tell them what her real thing is, she doesn't have to do that. Nobody gave her the benefit of the doubt, and they all lied to her. So why should she give them, even if it is, she's saying, this is Big Brother, you know, it is a game of this, it is a game of that. She's playing the game now. She's alone. There's no shield of Helen, and there's no manipulation of Helen, and this is what she wants to do. So let her play.
I completely agree with that. And more so than that, this is the first season where they're allowed to tell everything. Every other season, the second anybody would be like, I'm thinking of putting up, feeds would get cut off, they would get in trouble. You were never allowed to say. And it used to piss me off that you used to try and have to decode the conversation they were actually saying to get around saying who they were putting up. So I'm just saying, so I like it or hate it. I forget what my original point was. So that's my first issue with it all. And then secondly, yes, I agree. She has no protection now. Who is she ultimately targeting? I like that she's making deals. I hope in the end we see an Amanda or a McCrae leave, because if we don't, then I fear Alyssa might not last that much longer in this game. But wait, I remember my other point now. What I'm so excited for this week is for Aaron to find out that Amanda and McCrae have been selling her ass down the river, because Aaron will flip out once she finds out Amanda and McCrae have been pushing, and it will come out. Thanks, Andy.
It's happening now, in all honesty. Jean Marie is already in the HOH talking to Alyssa. Alyssa already talked to Judd this morning. But a few things. Spencer and her made not just not a 2-week deal, but at least a 1-week deal. She's not going to put him up. He went to the cockpit room and talked with Andy and McCrae and told them that Alyssa's probably going to try to split up you guys and backdoor Amanda, and never, ever mentioned that he made a deal with Alyssa. There you go. People are now starting to keep secrets, finally, from each other. Everybody wants Judd out. They all, not Alyssa, and not Gina Marie, but all the others want Judd out. They're like, why isn't she targeting Judd? Judd says he wants to start with a clean slate, and he wants to work with Alyssa. So they're all in the room. They're waiting for Alyssa to come out for her HOH. Did you catch that, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was fun. She faked us all out. She opened up the door. We thought she was going to scream, who wants my HOH room? And she goes to get a lip gloss to go back in so she can do it again with being all prettied up.
Exactly. And tell them, because we need to wrap up, what happened this morning with the outdoor lockdown.
Well, in the outdoor, can we talk about the HOH real quick? Alyssa got a letter from Rachel. You need to know that. It was really important. Amanda and McCrae were super friggin' jealous. Aaron stared at a picture looking at, like, something to, like put down in one of the pictures. Everybody was really awkward up there, and she got a bottle of Skinny Italian or Skinny something with vodka stuff that's only 12% alcohol, and everybody had it. And then this morning, they had an outside lockdown, and they have the small table, and they got bowls, like slop bowls, I guess.
Bowls that are available on CBS.com. Yes, I was gonna. Yeah, we can. Good on letting the people know about Rachel's letter. I honestly missed her whole HOH room reveal.
Oh my God, it was so awkward. Her whole basket, this is the one basket that nobody can go into and dig through, like Andy rifling through it and eating bags of candy from it. There's no candy in it. She got her yoga mat, people. Even though it wasn't the top of the line one, she got a yoga mat. And she is definitely going to work with Judd. They are definitely, like, Judd's like, I believe you. I don't believe what they're saying. Overnight, Amanda and McCrae have been telling Judd that it was Helen who wanted to do the whole backdoor thing. Aaron is saying the same thing, but he is not buying it. And Gina Marie is going to have Alyssa's back this whole week. I'm going to watch this pit bull protect Alyssa. I know it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we will see. And we're not even going to go back. I just want to acknowledge some of the people in the chat room. We in the ZeeBox room, we have Steven saying that things were shot from slingshots and kind of potato guns. He also says he does not think that she was pushed, but he thinks production was manipulating the platforms. Except we've debunked that a super long time ago.
Yes, Steven.
Yeah, a lot of people like Amanda and Alex are also, saying they don't think that she was pushed, and some people are saying that they saw a hand. I don't really know about that.
Go look at. I tweeted a picture. I will retweet the picture. There is no hand. You can tell.
Well, yeah, okay. For the people watching live, go look at Melissa's picture. Melissa. Whoa, that's because you said skinny Italian. I'm telling you right now. The second you said skinny Italian, I went right to Bravo. That is Michelle has tweeted out the picture. But if you're watching the edited version, you saw the video, judge for yourself. Now, like Michelle said, lots of drama going down on the feeds today. So if you guys don't have them, it is not too late to get them from us. You can do the 3-day trial for free. Just sign up at yourrealityrecaps.com. Make sure you clear your cookies first, though.
Goodbye! You guys can find me at YouGotBarks on Twitter. Like my blog, share my blog, share everything with us. We just are having a great time with you guys. Thanks so much. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to Steve that was in our ZeeBox room and that tweets me over on Twitter. Thanks.
Well, that about wraps up our show for this week. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And now it kind of turned into like a live feed update show instead of a weekly group recap show, but we did fill you guys a little bit on what happened during the week, so we really hope you enjoyed it. And as you know, we're doing them live in our ZeeBox room, so you guys can interact with all of us in the ZeeBox room, and we're taking your questions, and you get the point. The links are below. Make sure you join. It is so much fun when we do them live and get to interact with all of you. Speaking of stuff you should be joining, hey, I'm on Instagram now, and I'm putting all little, 12 to 14 second clips from my comedic mashup show over on Instagram, so if you guys want to just share something really funny from my mashup show, it's a great way to share with your friends. Now, don't forget, thumbs up, like this video, share all of our stuff from different social media websites all across the social media land, because that really does help support us. And until probably a day or two from now, we have our next live feed breaking news show for you. We'll see you guys all then. Bye for now.